Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Share Your Story with Ellie. I'm your host, Ellie B, and I'm so glad to be back with you. Thank you so much for your grace as I've taken the last couple of weeks off. Doing this podcast is a dream come true and also a labor of love. So thank you for giving me some space, but also thank you for tuning in today. I am so thrilled to have one of my best friends on the podcast today, Miss Hannah Pataky. She's already been on episode 16 where we recap 2023, so definitely be sure to check that out. But it was due time to have her back. You'll hear us talk about it on the episode, but I barely remember a time before Hannah. She and my sister Mary Claire have been really close friends since middle school, and truly, she is a sister to me. She's the life of the party, the best supporter, and always knows how to make the room laugh. I love her style, her wit, and our shared passion for a good time and great music. So today was the perfect episode for her to share about her summer. Hannah shares about our trip to North Carolina, recommended reading, and her ins and outs for summer 2024. I think you're going to love it. I cannot wait for you to hear this conversation with my dear friend, Miss Hannah. It never gets old. You with the headphones and the mic. Anne set us up.
Yeah, thank you, Anne.
Yeah, shout out to Anne. I really should get her to be my official producer and hook me up with the correct equipment because Lord knows I'm winging it the majority of the time, right? Well, hey, Miss Hannah. I know this ain't Miss Hannah back on the podcast.
Hey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
I'm so sad it's been a week since I've seen you in person after our, 5-night slumber party.
I know. And it took me about 5 nights to get back to my own bed, comfort.
Will you please read the text you sent us post week in the mountains?
Oh my God, let me find it.
Because I actually laughed out loud.
Because we slept on we did a bed swap. Rotating beds between the 4 of us for 2 beds.
Yep.
So we were either on a air mattress or a very old but loved pull-out couch.
Yep.
So I said, which one? About me having to...
Your first one, that you had been in bed for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was Sunday night after our 9-hour car ride.
Yes. I said at 11:56 p.m. I got in bed at probably 9:45.
Yep.
And I said, it's almost as if my bed is too comfy. I cannot fall asleep. My body is like, where the air mattress? Where the springs? And I don't think I ended up falling asleep till probably almost 1.
I had a horrible night's sleep every night last week, and I craved my bed, but somehow was not comfortable.
And then I finally, midweek, was good.
Reacclimated.
Yeah, but it was then I didn't want to get up, which was hard.
Yeah, but...
because I was, the full bed.
Oh, yeah. Same. In the middle of it. Annie close by, but praise the Lord for the hatch, because other than that, I would have no reason to wake in the morning.
The hatch is on my list of ins.
Yep, okay, we'll get to those. That is for sure. Well, welcome back to the pod, Miss Hannah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The thing is, you will be a regular guest on this show. And the funny thing is, yes, eventually maybe we'll do a life story type episode, but we just have the gift of gab. So this is really just for the girls, for the guys.
Story's
sure.
Still unwritten.
Wait, clip it. She's covering the microphone to keep from laughing.
My story is still unwritten, and that's a wonderful thing.
That really is. Speaking of unwritten, I just keep seeing all these clips of Glenn Powell, and we absolutely have to go to the Twisters movie next week. I
did hear we should, I don't know if you've seen it, but Twister, just singular, the original, I hear is very good, and that we should see that
pregame with that. Okay. That's good to know.
Top Gun before Maverick. Obviously, you could have seen it on its own, but
right.
It was nice having the first one first.
There's a way more connection and meaning if you watch the first one. Okay, that's good to know. Love to hear it. Well, I'm happy to have you back on today to talk all things summer. But first, I feel like the last episode was such a rush with the Five Bad Bitches that we need a little bit of context as to how you and I know each other beyond just being bestie girly friends, where it all began.
Well, obviously we know each other because you're Mary Claire's sister. Mary Claire and I are very good friends.
The bestest of friends.
But I'll be honest, I don't know, aside from all of us hanging out during COVID, like, when, I think it was maybe in college, like, over the summer, I just, like, started showing up. Like, hey.
How y'all doing?
Yeah. Like, I have, like, Snapchat memories of, like, the three of us. Maybe when Annie was a puppy, but, like...
Yeah.
Because I don't really feel like when Mary Claire and I really got close, I feel like you were at school.
Right.
So...
I know. I have, like, the very early memories of y'all playing basketball together. Basketball stars. Middle school basketballers.
Middle school champions.
With so many pictures to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like... And this sounds like a terrible thing to say, but I mean it in the most pleasant way possible. I feel like you were just always around. Yeah. Like, there was never a BH before Hannah time in my life. Like, it's just you were always there.
Aww.
And then we just developed into closer and closer friends, which is true of me and Mary Claire, too. Like, Mary Claire and I were always sisters and always close, but it wasn't until I went to college and really came back that we became actual friends.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think, like, obviously, during COVID, I feel like we all hung out a lot.
Yeah.
Safely.
But we were within each other's social circles because social distance circles because we were together all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't really think, like, I don't know. I think I sent it over maybe it was over no, it was in the summer. But, like, it was, like, you, Mary Claire, trying to do a handstand or something, and you're, like, spotting her. And I feel like that was probably after our freshman year of college, and that was probably when I really was just like, what's up?
Yeah. We're friends and we hang out.
Yeah. And because Mary Claire and I took that online statistics class together, and we would just like post up at either of our houses, but I feel like mostly y'all's, and doing the homework, and we're like, this is hard. Everyone's like, oh, so easy. But I feel like I was hanging out there like in the summers.
Yeah. I think that is definitely true. I have the most vivid memory after my mom passed, which was such a tough summer, of you being us being at the pool.
Oh Lord.
And you looked around and you said, guess it's just the Bolines and their besties. It was me and Kelsey, you and Mary Claire, my dad and Alan, all just hanging in the pool.
Yeah. That was actually so funny. We were like, BYO bestie.
That is what it was. Well, I wouldn't have it any other way, and I'm glad you are just always around, and you'll never get rid of me. So
yes, likewise.
We have lots of summer memories, so I figured this was a good episode to talk about all of our fun summer times. And I'd love to start with the trip we've just returned from, which is, as we affectionately call, camp.
Yes. We had a great time in the mountains of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. The Patakys are the most generous for the second annual host a 4th of July gathering. Host the girlies.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and we were active.
Very active this year.
We were just honestly very active. We laughed. We got rained on.
We did.
We ate well. We drank well. We saw the sights. We watched The Parent Trap. We watched the Eras Tour over our 3-night period.
We did. Which, side note, we could probably do a Parent Trap live watching episode of the podcast, because there's a lot to break down there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We played Uno.
Yep.
It's all fun and games, and everybody's friends until Uno comes out.
You break out the Uno card.
And it's like, everybody wants to play. Like, yes, let's do it. Let's play Uno. And then we start, and nobody wants to really play.
Or no one wants to be friends. You're like
No, yeah.
6 minutes in and you're like, we are enemies. We're not even sharing a room tonight.
Yeah, it's like Uno. All right, here you go. Draw 4.
A very quick friends to enemies play by play. Camp. We kept calling it camp because we wanted to just like de-stress, declutter the life, make everything simple, go on D&D, eat sandwiches and hot dogs, hike, read, sleep, play games. It was the best. Highly recommend.
Yes, everyone should do that for your summer vacation. But then you want a vacation from your vacation, even though your vacation was a relaxed vacation.
I know. There's someone I really like to listen to his podcast, read his books, and he talks about people should really do 2 weeks of vacation because, which like, please.
Yeah, okay. Check your privilege, bro.
Because the first week is more about disconnecting from work and finally slowing down. And then you get to enjoy the second week before you have to kick it back into gear. And you and I were the first, like, come like a day before we were leaving to be like, the work is waiting.
Yeah, I know. It's very hard.
And it's so hard.
And it's because last year when we went on a Friday. So we took a half day on Friday. Yeah. We're there the weekend, and then we came back on Wednesday. So then we only had like 2 days of work.
Short week.
And then the weekend then full. But this time, because of the leap year, the days were weird.
Yeah.
So then we left on the 2nd, which was Tuesday, did the whole week, left on Sunday, and then had Monday, which we're
survivors.
Yeah.
Yeah. From our favorite current sitcom, Reba.
She's on the ends. I told you they're all going to come up.
Seriously, though. Well, I feel like camp is also inspired by all your concept that I'm currently obsessed with, that you introduced me to at the beginning of the year. We are both having separate Europe trips this fall.
Yes.
And also did kind of a travel heavy spring. No, let's be honest. It started last year, as people heard from the yearly recap of 2023. There was a lot of travel there. So can you tell us about your concept of elementary school summer?
Yes. So in an effort, which honestly, I'm not going to lie, I'm not doing an amazing job. In an effort to save money for my upcoming trips and just like trips I've been on, just trying to, replenish the pot, I coined the elementary school summer where I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm not eating out. Probably spent $100 eating out yesterday. Okay. Sitting on the beach, going to the pool, mermaiding, eating peanut butter sandwiches, reading, getting my summer reading done. The way, sidebarring on that, that I took summer reading for granted.
Agreed.
Hated it. Well, they also made us read books that were
required books is what really did it.
But like in elementary school, you had to read like 10 books or whatever it was. And, you're reading Junie B. Jones, so it's not like it's hard. But, oh my God, now I'm like, I look forward to my lunch break because 1, it's a break.
Yeah.
2, I read. Like I literally either go outside or I sit in my car and I read.
And it's so pleasant.
It is. And it's a good break. And I have kind of gotten into the audiobooks. In book, what was the most recent one? Funny Story. Emily Henry. The guy's like, well, I'm like dyslexic or something, which no hate to dyslexic people, obviously. But she's like, oh, you could do audiobooks. He's like, that doesn't count. She's like, of course it counts. And she worked in a library. So I've been listening to some more books, more so like nonfiction.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a podcast.
I was going to say, I like a nonfiction book where the author reads it because I was, I forget who I was telling the other day. Like when I read a nonfiction book and I'm trying to gain wisdom out of it, but I hear it in my own voice, it's not as effective. So hearing someone else tell me about the wisdom I should be sharing or the experience I should learn from is actually really helpful. Yeah. I think.
I listened to one about, it was heavy. It was like the Sackler family who show Dopesick. Like this is the book that they like used a lot of the information from.
Right.
So obviously like the opioid crisis, a heavy subject, but like if I would have tried to have read that book would have been just too dense. So like listening to it was, I don't know, a little more interesting.
You're still learning from it and taking the information, and probably like faster too, in a good way, because you probably would have put it down and been like, this is too much to read. I'm going to grab something else.
I have to speed it up though, because they talk glacial.
Move at a glacial pace. You know how that thrills me.
They talk so slow. So I do it on like 1.5. But then sometimes I'm like, wait, I missed that.
Yeah, quick rewind.
But a lot of reading on the elementary summer, just like, you know, going to the pool and not washing your hair after because you're just like a little kid.
Yeah.
One might say maybe I'm trying to heal my inner child. I don't know.
Oh, beautiful. I actually think that's so stunning.
I'm not. But I will say, I am new to the Peloton app. I don't have a Peloton, but I'm on the app. And I've been doing these like guided, like they're like the outdoor runs. So it's just like
the coach telling you what to do. Yeah.
There's one guy, and he's just like he's British, so his voice is just lovely.
Yeah,
and he's like, "You got this." And I'm like, "I do got this." But then this lady, I was listening to one, and I like make sure that I like or know like majority of the songs,
right?
Because then I can kind of like sing along and stuff. And she's like, "I'm proud of you." Like I was like, "Yes, this is awesome." Going, she's like, "I'm proud of you." Like, Peloton, we're so proud of you. Like she's just like, I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Your inner child is proud of you." And I literally was like running like, okay.
Record scratch.
I don't know what she has to do with this, but okay.
And not something that's easy to hear when you're running in 97-degree heat with 100% humidity.
I feel
you're like, my inner child is screaming at me right now and upset that I'm still out here trying to push myself.
I try to run on. So we got back obviously last week.
Yeah.
I try to get up to work out literally every morning, and I just like laid in bed listening to the sound in the sun on my hatch. Like I just didn't get up. And then in the afternoon, it rained all week.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I can't go outside. I have an LA Fitness membership. Like, could I have gone there? Yeah. Did I? No. But one day I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm gonna run. And I go out, it's blazing. I don't know what compelled me to do this, but I went like headed towards the Atlantic Bridge.
Yeah.
Not giving away like where I live, but oh my God, I was dying.
I truly never, if I am doing that, something is terribly wrong, and please check into my surroundings. There is no way I could do that.
There was no shade. It was so hot. There was like gnats. Like I just kept like putting my like,
the no-CMs.
Yeah. Like I was wiping my face, and I just had like, they're all over my hands. I freaked out. Like I was like, ah! And I was doing one of these Peloton runs, and it was a 30-minute one. So like I had 2 30 minutes queued up, like 2 separate runs. I hit the first one. I was like wasn't even at anywhere near the bridge, because it's like you think it's so deceiving from where I am. Because we did it once when we were training for the half.
Yeah.
And it was from our house over the bridge and back was 6 miles. Like it's so deceiving.
Yeah.
So I got almost 2 and change, and then I turned around because I'm like, whatever. Then the run finished. I was just like so frustrated because it was so hot, and I was like mad that I couldn't have gone farther, but I was literally dying. I walked home. I went to the Circle K and I bought a water, and I was like, okay, I'm walking home now.
Okay, but seriously, this heat could make anyone angry. Like talking to Mary Claire this week with them being out of power.
Oh God, yeah.
Like to go that long, it does something to your brain to be that hot. It makes you angry.
And it makes you tired. Yesterday I walked 5 miles.
Killing it.
In the morning. Emily and I met at Homespun, and then we like did a few errands, and then we went to the pool, and we're there for like a few hours. We were at Hallie's. Shout out Hallie's pool. And
also, this is the perfect elementary school summer day, might I add.
Yes. Yeah. Very like, la, la, la. But before we went to the pool, after we'd walked and she did a workout class, took a nap.
Yeah.
Woke up. Jamie came over, went to the pool, came home, took a nap. Like, and I think it's the heat, and then we watched Planet of the Apes.
Oh, people are so into this. And I think the
the depths of appreciation I have experienced is from Jake Shane when he did that podcast. Actually, I think he was on Brooke and Connor's podcast.
Because they talked about it, yeah.
Yes, and he went in depth. And now every single preview I see, I'm like, it's not my thing. But am I interested? Because Jake Shane says it's incredible.
So there's 3, and they're all on Disney+. But I guess the Hulu that we have has ads, which is fine for TV. But I thought for movies, it was like one 4-minute ad up front.
At the beginning. Yeah.
No, there was ads throughout the movie. It was so frustrating.
You're kidding.
So we watched the first one last night, and it was really good. And then there's 2 more. And then I think there's one in theaters right now. But I don't know how they're all interconnected, but
yeah. I'm not familiar with the Planet of the Apes
lore
or world.
We also have been trying to watch it, so it's on Friday night we went out and we had planned to just go to dinner or whatever. And I was like, we go home and watch Planet of the Apes, and then we end up going out. But so then on Saturday,
that was movie o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, speaking of that, though, via elementary school summer, do you have movies that you remember, either going to the theaters or watching and rewatching that was, the theme of your summer?
Maybe not, in this... I'm trying to think. I remember seeing... Because when we lived out here, when I was growing, little, there was a movie theater, and they did, free popcorn refills or something one day of the week.
Yeah.
And so we would go, and I think it must have been during the day, so it must have been the summer. And I feel like I remember seeing Hairspray.
Oh yeah, a classic still.
But my classic movies from my childhood are that I was had on DVD. They were scratched.
Yep, put it on
so
repeat
badly, on when we would drive down for Thanksgiving to Miami on my portable DVD
player.
Josie and the Pussycats, which is not a children's movie. I've watched it as an adult, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Questionable.
Hoodwinked.
Obviously.
Duh.
Yeah.
Freaky Friday. And these are all classics to this day.
Classics.
Freaky Friday has become a Saturday morning movie in our house.
Yep.
And it's...
Cue it up.
It will cure anything. It'll make you feel better.
Yep.
I'm not sure how I feel about
Let's talk about
it. The second one.
I know.
I really just all these remakes, not even the remakes. It's the second, making a sequel.
Yep.
10 years later, let's let a good thing be a good thing.
Be a good thing. 100% agreed. That's how I feel about the Devil Wears Prada news as well. I don't know that you can capture the essence of what it was then, now, and we're different people. We're older. We're wiser in some ways. Some others not. But they're always trying to do something purposeful with it. And I want to say, let us just appreciate it for what it was then.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also the humor now is so different, and you can get away. You were able to get away with more stuff, and obviously, now when some of the stuff you watch back, you're like, oh gosh,
questionable.
That's not okay. And even watching I love Freaky Friday, or Cinderella Story. Is he stupid? How did he not know that was her? Obviously, then the movie would be over. Then it wouldn't be a movie, and the fantastical element of it all. But even when we watch Parent Trap, I'm like, what do you mean they just had twins and said, you get one, I get one, and let's never speak again?
Yeah, that's when I was like, a judge would actually never let that fly.
But even Freaky Friday,
magic.
That's
movie.
A Disney movie. It's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
And Chad Michael Murray with his greasy locks is in love with the mom. If you really I'm sorry.
Break it down.
Get into this. The movie starts, it's Thursday.
Yep.
The mom's getting married on Saturday. She talks to the boy in detention because she goes twice. And then they go to the Chinese restaurant. The whole cookie thing happens. They wake up Friday. And all that happens on Friday because it's the Freaky Friday. Yeah. Then they switched back at the end of the night. After Chad Michael Murray is Anna Banana, all that. For him to like her after meeting her on Thursday, to fall in love with the mom, but it's really, Lindsay Lohan.
Right.
And then on Saturday, he's invited to the wedding.
Listen,
of her mom?
This is a timeline I can only dream of in my dreams.
Yeah, literally.
Let's make it happen Thursday to Saturday.
Like, when you really break it down, which obviously that can, ruin, but not ruin, but
No, it derails the movie magic. Yeah.
I'm just a critical thinker, but
it's important to me.
But yeah, no, that one. I was just talking about this yesterday with, I think it was when we started the Planet of the Apes, but there's I'll see them on TikTok or Instagram, and it's movies, and it's the opening scene that starts the kind of
yeah,
and it'll be oh, do you want to, and the person's no, and it's the end, it's movies could be
just a couple clips.
Yeah. Yeah. But
that'll be all.
Yeah.
Hoodwinked is such an underrated animated movie, and for those who have not seen it, go ahead and do yourself the privilege and honor of finding what streaming platform it's on and
I'm
just laughing along. Also, it's a very stacked cast.
Yes, it's it's
Anne Hathaway is right.
Yes, what? It's Anne Hathaway. It's for rent for 99 cents on Amazon Prime. Exhibit.
That's worth it. Yep.
Patrick Warburton, Anne Hathaway, Glenn Close.
Oh, Glenn Close. I forgot.
Mm-hmm, she's Granny.
Stacked
Granny.
I'm telling you, you will not regret watching this movie.
No,
it was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time. I don't know. So, I remember I had a birthday party, and when we lived at the beach, so it must have been my second grade birthday party. I had 15 girls over, whatever, and we had these movies, and I think that Hoodwinked, my mom just went to Target and bought on the
one of those deals,
the kids movie ones.
Yeah,
but I think Josie and the Pussycats was one. I got those two movies at the same time, and I don't think either of them clicked with me until months later. I was oh my god. So good.
I just don't get why Hoodwinked flew so under the radar. I feel like it's not one that is in the mainstream, and people are wrong for that.
Yeah.
Wait, it got what? 2.5?
No, it came out in 2005. It actually has 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I feel isn't horrible for
considering how. I'll be honest though, I never agree with the Rotten Tomatoes. Almost never.
I don't even know what the. So basically, this is the storyline is Little Red Riding Hood, the Big Bad Wolf, and it's just as that story,
but with more critical thinking. Honestly,
with more critical thinking, more outside, Paul Bunyan-y type person.
Yeah.
And if it was an episode of CSI,
it exactly with great musical interludes, which who doesn't want that?
And sidekicks. It's just
the sidekicks are great characters. That's so important to point out.
And so it's basically each person's POV.
Yep.
And then they all kind of have the same thing happening. It's
but
all
a
the same
whodunit kind of element to it. Yeah.
It's only an hour and 20 minutes according to Google.
Do yourself a favor.
This is me plugging it.
Yep.
I don't know who it's animated film, obviously. I don't know if that was clear. It is an animated film. But it's not Disney or whatever.
Yeah, who, I don't even know. Is it DreamWorks?
I don't even think it's, because DreamWorks
I feel there was a second one too, which
wasn't as good. I was
going to say, not all the original cast was back for, so go ahead and skip that, but just let the first one be the magic that it is.
Hansel and Gretel the second.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Hoodwinked was among the earliest computer animated films to be completely independently funded.
Oh, shout out to whoever.
So shout out your local, or not your local, but your indie animated films. Oh, it was released by the Weinstein Company. Boo.
Yeah, well.
Separate the art from the artist.
One of Hannah's favorite tropes of all time.
Yeah.
Truly. Okay, speaking of ratings, what would you say is the top book you've read this summer, this year?
Ooh. Let me see.
Because for those unfamiliar with Hannah's reading skills, although she has clearly talked about her love of reading, she is probably the fastest reader I've ever come across. She flips the page like nothing. She live reacts out loud. It's a pleasant experience to sit next to Hannah while she reads a book.
I just am a giggler. Like, if it's funny, I'll get some, what?
Yeah, it's amazing.
So let me see.
It's inspired me to read certain books because of Hannah's
my reactions.
Yeah.
So far, I think this year the best book I read, which it's not new, is That Meant to Be by Emily Giffin. It was fabulous. Oh my God, it was so cute. It was
I need
so
to read
sweet.
it still.
Yeah.
Remind me, it's kind of loosely based on
JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette.
Okay.
So it's like, when I was reading it, I was like, this is like giving Kennedy, like the guy.
Okay.
And it's back and forth, I think, right? POVs?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was really sweet. It's a good summer read. I loved Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer, which is like the third one, I guess, technically in the Part of Your World universe
mini series. The beauty of her books is they are all interconnected. You don't necessarily have to read the previous one in order to understand the storyline, but there are fun little things you pick up on when you read them in chronological order.
But if you don't, you also, like, if you were to read, like, Yours Truly was the second one, if you read that before you read Part of Your World, you would kind of know. I mean, obviously they're cute little romances, so you know how they're going to end, but you know, it's kind of fun
even
to
more
see how it plays
spoiler
out.
content. Yeah.
I really liked This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune.
I think that might be my favorite one.
That, I think, is my favorite Carly Fortune for sure.
Definitely. Same.
No hate, no shade, Carly Fortune. The book last summer.
Flop era.
It was so not good.
No.
Sally Hepworth's new book was incredibly disturbing, but it was good.
Agreed.
I don't even know if good is the right word, but...
No, page turner, fascinating. Yes. Very upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
But I love her stuff.
What have I read so far? Is this month? Oh, what was the first one I read? Oh, the one that was like 13 going on 30. It was cute. I don't know what I'm reading right now.
I already know the answer to, but for the people, what was your least favorite you've read so far this year?
She flopped, my girl. What was her name? Hold on. If you follow me on Instagram, I
major
do
plug.
A month book roundup where I post and rate the books I've read.
Highly recommend, because Hannah and Kelsey are my personal book influencers.
So just, and you can kind of see how I rate stuff, because some people think I rate too soft.
You and I are just positive, very supportive people.
If I liked it, it's going to be at least a 4.
Yeah.
I did get a little harsh in April. I only read 3 books, and one of them was a 2 out of 5, and one was a 1.5 out of 5, which that was just because I'm a nice person. Happily Never After by Lynn Painter was a horrible book. I am very sorry, Lynn Painter. I loved all the other books of yours I've read, but Lynn, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, that one felt like a middle school assignment.
It was short. So it was like, oh, this is such an easy read. I'm like flying through it because it's, again, an easy read and it was short. But I was like, this
was a waste of time.
And the 2 out of 5 was First Lie Wins, which has been everywhere. I think, what does this say? Reese's Book Club? It was stupid. Sorry.
Really?
It was just like a spy, it was just like...
Okay.
And people are like, so twisty. I'm like, no, it was dumb, and she was annoying.
Yeah.
So, Flicker in the Dark. I read that last month. Very good.
Yeah. What was the mystery one we just read?
Oh, yeah. What was that called? Daughter of Mine.
Daughter of Mine. Yes. I have complex feelings towards it. We'll take that offline.
Yeah.
Because it is a mystery book, but we've texted about it some, but we haven't done a full debrief.
So, making waves through my Goodreads reading goal of 20. Oh, I'm 29 books of 50.
That is so impressive.
And I had really, was behind. And
with April only being 3.
Yeah. But then in, June, once I started going to the beach and I got out of, I was just in kind of a rut. But...
When did you pick reading back up again? Have you always been a reader? Or post-college?
it's been more so post-college. Like, I would read, like, I had books. So I read Where the Crawdads Sing, which I feel like is, like, everybody's like, oh, that book got me back into reading.
Yeah.
I read that a few summers. Yeah, I was probably in college, and I had started it during the day, and I was in the mountains, and I stayed. My parents had like other people in town too, so I was up in the upstairs room and like on the pull-out couch. I think I stayed up till like 3:00 in the morning finishing it because I was like, everyone's like, it's slow. You have to get through like the first, probably third before it like picks up.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I was like, oh my God, it was so good. So I read, and I was really more so into like mysteries and thrillers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think other ones that I liked. But I would read like maybe a book every other month in college. Like it was just
a
like
priority.
Yeah. But then when we were living in Donald, I ordered The Silent Patient. It Ends With Us.
Yep.
And one other one, because like books were like starting to like pop. I'm like trying to look at my bookshelf right now.
Yeah.
And I've given a lot to my mom, so I don't know if they're. So it was probably like 2021 because I was still working from home.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have my current job yet. So yeah, 2021, I got into reading, and I've been reading a lot since. So
yeah.
I've been on Goodreads, another plug.
As you should.
Since 2022, maybe. I think I did.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't do it in 2021.
Yeah.
So then 2022, I read 68 books.
That is so impressive.
So I wasn't really reading, like, I did, like, more, like, romancy books.
Yeah.
Once I got back into reading. But, because I didn't know what any of these, and that's what I've been honestly doing now with the reading is, like, I'll see a book on Instagram or TikTok or, like, the one you read, that I still need to return.
Yeah.
Daughter of mine, like, people are like, oh, it's good. I'm like, all right, I'll read it.
Pick
but
it
I'm
up.
like,
why not?
Just starting it. I'm just reading it blind, which honestly is kind of funny because, like, some of them, like, what is this about? Like, where are we going? Like,
I'll get 30 pages in and be like, what am I doing here? Kelsey actually did that yesterday with a book on the beach that she read me the back of 2 books before we went to the beach. And she said, which one should I take? And I forget what it's called. I'm about to read it, but something about the social climber, maybe. And she got halfway through it and was like, wait, I think this is a thriller. I thought immediately, when I read the back, that's immediately what I assumed. But she was halfway through it.
She
had no idea.
Read the backs. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I
have a ton on hold. I just I go through like ruts with the romance books because I'm like, ugh. But then like this is not realistic, so it makes me feel a little better.
That's why I liked the Carly Fortune one the most, I think, this year, because it definitely has a realistic element to it that a lot of them don't. I could actually see it happening. And there's like the personal growth aspect of it all that I think is realistic.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And I like the ones where they're age appropriate because some of these are these 22-year-old girls. No offense to 22-year-old girls getting married, but I'm past that. So it's upsetting me and my homegirls.
Truly. And we have a group text about it.
Yeah.
I highly recommend, though, for anyone who hasn't been back into reading, picking up a rom-com is such an easy way to get back into reading because it's so quick and honestly better than a lot of the TV shows and movies they're putting out there right now. And especially to spend an afternoon, very elementary school summer coded. Go get a sub, sit on the beach, read an entire book, and then go eat a popsicle afterwards.
Go to the pool. Like, if you don't live at the beach, because I know that this is reaching.
So far reaching, Hannah. Thank you for saying so.
So many people. I will give you I'm deep on my Goodreads right now. Actually, if you're looking for a good author that has like cutie books, Jane Rosen.
Love. I just finished her newest one.
How was it?
Hannah, amazing. I didn't read On Fire Island last year and I need to pick it up because they're kind of, the book is mentioned a lot.
Okay.
Because I guess the husband in that book, Ben, is in this book.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, phenomenal. I highly recommend, as you mentioned. That is one of my most vivid memories of you reacting to a book is you being on the beach reading Eliza Starts a Rumor. And that book is so good. And her stories are so well written.
And they're not, I don't know how you would, I guess it's just fiction, but there's like romance, there's friendship, there's just like life.
Exactly. What is the word for that? I feel like there is a category, but more lifestyle than it would be rom-com, because they usually have multiple characters and storylines too. Like a shoe story.
Oh, that was so good.
That one I loved. That one I read during our B&B during the hurricane era.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I did too. I'm trying to think who else is good. If you're looking
Lisa Jewell
oh,
for mystery.
Lisa Jewell is my queen. She just writes a twist. That was another one that I read early on in my reading was And Then She Was Gone. That is a fantastic book.
She always hits you with a twist.
Like in the epilogue.
No, she hits you with the twist and then you're like, oh my gosh. And then there's one last twist after it that all of a sudden undoes everything you just read.
Yeah. The No Show by Beth O'Leary. Very good. I'm just going through. If you like I guess they're called I guess she writes historical fiction. Kristen Hanna.
Oh yeah.
Just like plugging books I've liked.
I love it.
Abby Jimenez.
Huge fan.
I also really like what's her name? I just read one. But like The Housemaid is a series, but she writes Frida McFadden. She writes really good
mystery,
like thriller. Some of them are like kind of freaky, but they're such easy, like fast reads, like on the beach in a day.
Also recommend all of the Emily Henry. She has Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation. They're very light read on the beach, and hers are all being picked up for movies / TV shows. And we haven't even talked about the Ellen Hildebrand trailer for 20. What's that one called?
Perfect
Couple. Yeah.
Something like that.
It looks
I read that
really good.
Yeah. I don't really honestly need to read like a synopsis because I'm like, what did happen? But it looks really good. I saw something. I think I saw it on Instagram, like in a swipey with the trailer. It's like, one thing about Nicole Kidman is she's going to play a wife with a suspicion.
That is so true.
Like,
she plays it so well.
So well. It's like everything recently has been that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that. That's
me too.
Good. I gotta read a refresher.
I think we should do like a quick book club like refresher on it before we pick apart the show itself.
Yes.
Yeah. Highly recommend.
So Barnes and Noble, cut us a check.
Seriously. But you taught me to be a library girl. For a while we were getting Amazon books, and that adds up so quick because they're out here charging you $27 for a hardback when we want the paperback anyway.
And it's like the hardback will be the only option. It's like, well, I don't want this.
Exactly. So y'all got your library cards first. I would just draft off of y'all's checkouts for a while. As soon as you'd finish one, I'd pick one up. I now independently have my own library card.
Yes.
And it's such a pleasant, very elementary school summer experience.
Yes.
I can walk to mine. You walk from work.
Yes. So the library that I go to, or the library branch, I guess, is right by my work. And I like to go and sit out in the courtyard and eat my lunch and read my book.
It's all the cutest little thing.
I like to do it a lot. It's getting a little hot. Obviously it's very hot here, but in the shade it's not horrible. It's just sometimes, the crowd is a lot, so
questionable.
So, but I'll go and like it's very convenient. So that's where I like place my holds. But there is a branch right by my house too, but it's just smaller.
It's really elementary school summer and little activities like that are about recreating simple joys because life is complicated, tough. You need little things you can look forward to and free things that are just sweet and simple and things to build, free fun to build into your day every single day. I love it. Also, I think one of those free, well, not technically because you had to buy the ingredients and everything, but your bread.
Yes. And I had to buy my new Dutch oven, but thank you.
Oh, okay. That you just made today. This picture, you should put it on a highlight. It's stunning. That's a fun little elementary school summer activity. We used to bake all the time.
Yes. So I want to do it like I've been wanting to. Well, I made challah about a month ago, and it wasn't too hard. The braiding was hard. It was a little more like pretzel-y texture, not pretzel texture, but it like the top was more pretzel. I don't know.
Yeah.
It tasted good, but
it was also your first time.
Yes, ever doing a bread. And so then I was like, we don't have like a big enough pot, like Dutch oven size, anything.
Yeah.
We have like a big kind of skillet, but a few of our recipes that even like, yeah, I'd say all of us kind of rotate.
Could use one.
It's just a little more like side or like height on it.
Yeah.
And Mary Claire took the Dutch ovens.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what, I'll get some. And I know Prime Day's coming up, but these ones were like really cheap and they had coupons like that you could just like click add on Amazon. So I ordered 2. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna make bread today. Again, it's so hot, so I'm like, I haven't done anything. I haven't gone outside. Literally was like dying going to the Publix to get yeast. That's all I needed for it.
Yeah.
Like I had all the other ingredients because it was
bread,
just flour.
Flour, water.
Flour, water, salt, sugar, yeast.
Yeah.
And actually I didn't have parchment paper, so I needed parchment paper. It was so easy. You literally just mixed all the stuff, put it in a bowl, covered it for 2 hours, watched 2 hours of Reba.
Classic.
Took it out, kneaded it, put it in the Dutch oven, put it in the oven, boom. So I definitely, I tried it. It was great. I know what I need to work on.
But again, it was your first one and it looked amazing. What season of Reba are you on currently?
5.
That is some of the best episodes. What have you watched recently?
We just finished the Hurricane Katrina episode.
That is one of my all-time favorite episodes of TV ever.
We were like, what is going on? That's an episode that could not be made today.
But it is hysterical.
It was really funny.
That's one that makes me laugh out loud. There's a series almost like back-to-back in that season 5 that are just zingers of you actually laugh.
No, it's so funny. So I did take another nap today. And I fell asleep during my 2 hours of waiting for my bread to, I don't know what that's called, rise, I guess.
Yeah. Proof,
yes. And Cheyenne became an alcoholic.
Dark times.
Very quickly. And so then that was like the last 2 episodes of season 4. And then season 5 started and I woke up when she was like, you gotta go to your 12-step program. And I was like, what's happening? So I had to go back and rewatch them. But yeah, so.
Such a phenomenal show. Highly, highly recommend.
Yes.
That's on Netflix and everyone should watch it from the beginning. And Kelsey, I'm speaking directly to you because she refuses.
It's so good. It's really funny.
It's so good. Well, seeing as we've hit the midway point of summer, I would love for you to offer everyone your summer ins and outs. What's in, what's out this summer? It's important that we hear from the authority that is Miss Hannah, the inventor of elementary school summer.
Yes. So I did make a list. It's kind of like
check it twice.
I don't have a lot of outs, and I think that that's a good thing.
I do too. Because summer is really more about just freedom.
Yes. Oh, another thing I want to plug that I've been watching watched is the DCC on Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet.
Ellie, you will be obsessed.
I know. Mary Claire has texted me at least 5 times about it, and I used to love DCC Making the Team.
See, now I need to figure out where I can watch that.
Oh, yeah. Please start researching because it is really so special and so good. This, leave it to me to make it an inner child thing. I swear part of me can't watch it because I genuinely wanted to try out and be a part of it, and life circumstances did not go that direction. So watching it, I'm a little scared to be like, oh, this could have been me. But clearly life happens in the right reason. Yeah. And still I had a dance career and loved it. But I've heard so many good things and I can't wait to watch.
Good. It probably honestly though might make you be like, okay, I'm glad I did.
Yeah. True. Okay. So that's good advice. Okay.
So that's
everyone should be watching that too.
Yes. It's good. I enjoy it.
I love it.
So my ends, sweet treats.
What is your sweet treat of choice right now?
Well, I love True Fruit. We always kind of have that in the freezer, which is like those, and that makes me think that that's healthy because it's fruit.
Yeah,
it's not healthy if you eat the whole bag, but that's okay. Wits, we haven't been in a while, but the July Witty of the month is brownie batter chocolate something cookie.
Must.
So I need to get that.
Yep.
But just like the joy of having a sweet treat.
Jeremiah's is the one that's really ringing true to my heart right now. Gelati.
We've been getting that a lot, actually.
Yeah. We recently tried with Kennedy and Kayla the sweeter options because I normally go with like a
fruity
watermelon or strawberry lemonade, whatever. We got cookie dough, and then last week got cafe latte.
Ooh.
Stunning. Highly recommend.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not too far from us, though.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll
highly recommend.
Add that. So then my next one is Reba, as we talked about.
Yes.
Planet of the Apes. We're one in, but it was good. House of the Dragon. Just shows I've been watching.
I love it.
But that's really good. My next one is swimming in the ocean before work. I have been doing that on Fridays. It's a sweet little fun thing at the sunrise. Just, you know.
We talked about that today because we went to the beach today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the waves this weekend have been actually horrific. Like I took a tumble more than once.
Oh.
And I'm not typically one to be washed away by the sea.
Mm-hmm.
But I was saying we're the type of people who always say we live where people vacation, and that's a very important thing to remember. And I love the way you take advantage of that. What a refreshing way to start the morning.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then it's like an excuse to wash my hair or not, because, you know, like beachy waves. So
right.
I actually just slick my hair back. But it's just, you know, a fun little thing I've done a few times.
Yeah.
Walking.
Yes.
It's just been a little too hot for me to run, but you can get a really great walk in out here. Wear your bala bands.
Love to wear my bala bands while I walk. Are you listening to music or podcasts?
Music.
Actually,
yesterday, you'll like this. I listened to Morgan Wallen's first album. All the way through. It was really nice.
If I Know Me,
yeah,
should stay on repeat. Well, so good.
I'm kind of having like a Harry Styles renaissance. Yeah.
Love that.
But then I started listening to that when I was walking yesterday, and it was like obviously good, but it was just a little too like
not the momentum you needed. Yeah.
For when I'm walking and it's 100 million degrees. My next one is my hatch alarm. I bit the bullet and I got it, and it's changed my life. Quite literally changed my life.
I will forever be preaching the gospel that is the hatch alarm clock.
No, it's life-changing.
It is life-changing.
And it's like, well, I got it because it was on sale on Amazon.
Prime Day is coming up. Everyone should shop it.
It'll probably be on sale. But it paid itself off in the first week.
Could not agree more.
And like last week I didn't get up, but I just like enjoyed, like I was awake laying in bed, but I was enjoying listening to my ocean shores.
I'll never forget when I asked you how your first week was, and you were like, I've been waking up and I'm fully awake, but I just sit there and stare at it and listen to all the sounds.
It's lovely. I had to change.
Hit us with your settings.
Okay, so I do at night. I have it goes red, the red light.
Yep.
With Icelandic waterfalls for 20 minutes.
Gorgeous.
And then when that goes off, it's thunderstorms for 45 minutes. And it's lovely.
Wait, I definitely did not know that you could do a setting post the light going off.
Oh, yeah. So that's my unwind, and then that's my sleep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll be changing my settings. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then in the morning, I have like 6 million alarms, but I think they're all the same. It's ocean shore and either the tropical morning sunrise or Malibu sunrise. But
I love Malibu sunrise. That's what I have.
Conquering Fiji?
Oh,
gorgeous.
That is on my list. Okay.
Gorgeous.
Like you said, even last week when I really just could not motivate myself to do my morning walk workout, there is something to the peace that is waking up with that light and those sounds. I wake up a better person than I used to.
If I was waking up last week with the of my Apple alarm, it would have been game over. So yeah. obviously reading, the pool. This is one, because I was talking about this with Emily, and she was like, making your space nice. Like, we're just doing upgrades.
I love that.
We decluttered our bar cart, so it looks really like a little more classy.
Yeah.
We moved stuff into the pantry. I ordered a chair to put in the living room.
Oh, good.
And it's coming next week because, everybody's got to have their own Prime Day. It was from Target Circle. It was like 40% off. So,
oh, love it.
And it's just like a nice cream, like big chair. So that, just, we've been getting flowers. Just like it looks pretty.
Little things to spruce up your space, especially when you're not outside, pool, beach, anything refreshing. You have to be inside and the air conditioning, and it's nice to have pretty things to look at.
Yes. My Dutch ovens, new to my family.
Love it.
They're great. Used it for the first time today. Next, 3 Natives. We've gone to 3 Natives so many times.
It was
so good.
I could have had a frequent flyer pass in college. Like it's so good.
They have a Thai chicken wrap and a chicken curry wrap. Those have been my go-tos.
I love the chicken curry wrap.
My next one is Crazy, or CRZ. I don't know how you pronounce it. Yoga. It's like the Lululemon dupe on
Amazon. Kelsey just got some.
It's the best. It's so affordable. And honestly, I think it's better because like my white Lulu top, I wash all my whites with bleach and like in it. And it's still like yucky colored, like my white Lulu. Like I don't know what it is, but like after the first wash, it's not white anymore. My CRZ Yoga, still Crazy. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah.
Is still white. And my final in is Boundaries.
Amen. So, which is very hard for you and I's personalities. So love to hear it.
We're trying. My outs.
Yep.
Going out. Not really, but it's just hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. There's been a lot less going out this summer, which is great.
Yeah.
My next one is espresso martinis. Hot take.
Oh, look at her dropping the bomb. Okay. What are you subbing it for?
I don't know. Spritzes, maybe. We went to Santa Maria, putting you guys on blast because I know you have an $80,000 espresso machine. Yeah, that's right. 80,000. And I was not okay. Yeah. So they're out.
Okay, they're out.
The next out is doing my hair. Just all ties into the going out. Like it's hot, it's sweaty. It's not worth the effort. More than a half up. My hair right now obviously is enough, but it's like I didn't wash it after the pool yesterday, so it's just like fluorine waved, and it honestly looks pretty good. So, my next out is overspending.
Yep,
we're trying. My next out is the Bachelor franchise.
Oh, I knew I wasn't going to watch this season, but I forget what I was doing on Monday. I think I had something podcast related to do. So I was on my computer a bunch and just turn it on in the background. Travesty. Yeah. It is just not what it used to be.
I did watch the first episode, but it's just dumb.
Yeah.
And the final out is talking about work at a bar.
That is a great one.
And we were out.
I really like it.
And somebody asked, this is actually so hilarious, and I hope she's okay that I
with you sharing
this story. But on Friday night, so we were talking to these people, and they're like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" And Emily goes, "We live in Atlantic Beach." And he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, but for work." And then it's like, so, not really an in, but an in lying about what you do for work because. Why are you asking me that at a bar? This is not. Bye.
Honestly, I think that is a fantastic out because there's so many more interesting things about a person than what they happen to do for a living.
Yes. I think respectfully, hopefully nobody in my workplace is listening to this. I don't think that what I do for work is the most interesting thing about me. So it's not my first talking point about myself. Right. So, I mean, we haven't talked about work at all because that's not interesting to talk about.
I think that's a fantastic out. I love it.
So, that's all she wrote.
I love it.
And in is obviously Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I am trying to wean myself off as I'm in my Taylor Swift t-shirt. That was not on purpose. But yeah, so.
A fun game that we played on the way up to North Carolina was Create Your Perfect Eras Tour. You can choose 5 songs from every album, including the Taylor's version edits and 2 surprise songs. And then on the drive home, sorry, Miss Taylor, she's fine. Mm-hmm. We chose 1 song from each album that if you had to get rid of 1 song, what would it be? Yeah. Very entertaining games if you're looking for a new angle of your obsession of scrolling past the same TikTok edits over and over again.
Did like also like in is like blocking, like not really, but like on TikTok, if I hit like not interested,
and
I keep seeing it, I'm blocking because I'm just like I can't. I see these people.
That's part of boundaries.
Yes, it's like they do trick shots.
Yes,
and I just like I can't see another trick shot. So
that was 2020, and also middle school.
I just like I can't, and I don't know why I'm still seeing them. But
no, and people are like actually they fake those things a lot.
Oh yeah, screen. I did see a whole thing on that, but I did have to start saying not interested on some like Taylor Travis stuff because it was getting bad
for the mental health of it all. I totally agree.
Yeah, so
it's tricky. It's tricky. Well, any parting thoughts you have about summer?
Just enjoy yourself in the summer because even though it's hot, and honestly, also don't take it all too seriously. It's okay to have a chill weekend. I had a chill weekend, and I'm like, I was kind of beating myself up today that I didn't really do anything. I baked a loaf of bread from scratch.
Yeah,
like,
and you're feeling revived.
And it's just like you can't do everything, and then you get burnt out, and it's so just take it easy.
Yep,
take it easy. That's my advice. Take it easy in the summer. Like just heal your inner child if you need to. Read.
So true.
Have a sweet treat.
Yep. It's the little things.
Yes.
That make for a very fantastic season. Okay, well, the parting question we always ask, and sorry, I forgot to remind you of this.
Oh, Lord.
What is one word
okay.
you would choose to describe the current chapter of your story?
Oh, gosh. Maybe joyful.
I love it. Yes.
Just, I'm just like having a laugh, having fun.
I see that in you.
I sent Mary Claire a picture of my bread and I said, this is so fun. Then the next thing I said was joy. So,
yeah, I love it. I feel like you're living in a lot of joy these days and I love it.
Oh, well,
it's fun to see. Yeah. Well, this has been real. This is fun. I can't wait to have you back for yet another episode to share more ins and outs. Maybe you can be our seasonal correspondent to tell us what's in and out.
Well, hopefully these people don't come for my head on the espresso martini. But it's a little overrated. It's kind of a winter drink.
It is. And you know what? It's had its season. It's had its time. And now it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Well, I love you.
Love you.
I gotta hang and see you soon. Oh my gosh, how I love giggling with Hannah, and I love talking about the little things that bring us joy. Her concept of elementary school summer has really stuck with me, and I've been following a similar seasonal path. It's been such a sweet time to slow down, enjoy the longer days, and remember the simple things that make the summer so much fun, even when you don't have a 3-month break. I'd love to hear more about your summer, even ideas you may have about what activities we should add to our elementary school summer. I'd love for you to share in the comments a simple joy you're experiencing this summer, so be sure to hop in on the conversation at Share Your Story with Ellie on Instagram. Please also rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and I'd love if you could share it so we can continue to grow this community. Reading your messages of support means so much more to me than I'll ever fully be able to express. I am so looking forward to being back here with you on Thursday.